Hi everyone, welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Welcome to another week of creativity. I have had a bit of a busy morning this morning, so I know what we're playing with today, and I've got a vague idea of what we're creating, but we're kind of creating a bit on the fly today. It is actually Amber's birthday today, my eldest daughter. It's her birthday today, so we went out for brunch today, and then we went for a little drive around the new park that has just opened up locally. And so I've been out all day and not long got home and was contemplating whether or not I would go live or not, but then I thought, no, I missed last week. And I've got lots of news to share with you today, so I thought I would quickly jump on and and we'll make a card today. All right, so while everybody is finding their notifications that I have gone live over here on Facebook, I'm just going to bring this up on my other devices. So let me get that ready. Then that way I can see everybody's comments. All right, just make sure I turn these other volumes down so we don't hear me in stereo, and we'll turn that one off over there. And all right, all set up. Great, good. Now if you are watching live today on Facebook, you will find the red live button up in the top left hand corner. If you don't see that, then you are watching the replay, and if you're watching this over on YouTube, then you are watching the replay over there on YouTube. Because I upload all of my Facebook Lives over there. So thank you so much for watching over there as well. Feel free to craft along with me today. Feel free to chat with me as well. You can leave some chat down in the comments if you'd like to. And I just hope that you will enjoy today's creative time. So if you have any questions, let me know. If there's anything I can help you with, let me know. I'm here to help you. So I probably will feel a little bit scattered today because, as I said, I've been out and about, so not as prepared as I often am. And also we're still coming down from the high of my son's wedding just over a week ago, almost a week and a half ago now. They are currently jetting back from their honeymoon, so the newlyweds. So so that's exciting. They've had a really beautiful time over in Vanuatu, and the wedding went really well. Everything was beautiful. It was just an amazing day, and just everything, it was just so beautiful, and we were just so happy to see them so in love and finally married. They've had a very long, my husband and his new wife, they've had a very long friendship and and long complicated love story. Well, I guess complicated, up and down. But finally they are now married, and they are very, very blissfully happy. So so that's really awesome to see. And everything was just so beautiful. I haven't shared many photos yet because I was waiting for them to come back from their honeymoon and to get the okay from them as to which photos we could share. I did share one of my husband and I in dressed up because I thought that was pretty safe. Son and new wife. What did I say? My husband. Oh my goodness. Thank you. My son. Getting everything all confused because today is not only my my daughter's birthday, but I've also got my husband on my mind because it is our anniversary today, our wedding anniversary today, 35 years today. So we've got that, we've got my daughter's birthday, Amber's birthday, and we've got my son's wedding that has just happened. So sorry, I'm getting all of my everything's all mixed up in my head, but yes, my son and his new wife is what I meant to say. He is her husband. Anyway, so yes, so everything went really well, and yeah, I will share some photos, hopefully coming up soon, but we just wanted to make sure that they were happy with the photos that we shared. I did share some photos of myself with my husband as we were dressed up, ready to go to the wedding. But yeah, that's all I've shared so far, pretty much. So yeah, anyway. Hi, Rose, how are you? Oh, you love the photos? Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. That's very kind. Yeah, it was interesting actually. It was the first time I've ever had my makeup professionally done. So that was a new experience, and the same lady did our hair as well for the girls and I, my two daughters and I. And so, yeah, so that was really lovely. And thankfully, we had somebody doing our hair and makeup, because it ended up being quite a scramble at the end to get out the door on time and get to the church on time. Because, of course, we had to get there a little bit early. So I'll tell you a little bit about the wedding first, and then we'll go into the Stampin' Up! News. So the wedding happened on the 24th, so it was Saturday week ago. And yeah, anyway, as part of the ceremony, my daughters and I walked down the aisle as well, ahead of my new daughter-in-law's family, and then the bridal party. So it was a big family affair, and then John and I and her parents were involved in the wedding, part of the wedding ceremony as well, which was really beautiful. Yeah, it was just such a beautiful, beautiful service, very meaningful. And then we had lots and lots of photos, of course, as you do. And then we had the beautiful reception, which was lovely. And my husband and I made a speech, and that went very well. We had rehearsed it the night before with our girls, and they were giving us a few little pointers. So yeah, so it went really, really well. And everything was beautiful, and I got to dance with my son. It's probably the first time I've danced with him since he was a little boy, and we got to do a proper bridal dance. Well, not bridal dance, what would you call it? A groom and mother of the groom dance. So yeah, so that was really beautiful. That's as the bride was having a dance with her dad. So yeah, just lots and lots of meaningful, beautiful things that happened. We had family come from all over. We had family come from interstate, and yeah, and from up the coast, and yeah, all the way up from Taree, and yeah, and then lots of friends. She had family come from overseas. Yeah, so it was just really beautiful, really, really beautiful. But anyway, so that was all about the wedding. So I did bring a few things to show you today to do with the wedding. And I thought that these would just be some little sneak peeks for you all. But this was the wedding invitation. So not the wedding invitation, sorry, not the invitation. This was the order of service on the day. So that's really beautiful. So that's not one of the wedding photos, but so I can show you that. But that was really beautiful, and there were some beautiful songs that we sang, and some gorgeous photos in there as well of the bride and groom, because they had a photo shoot beforehand, and I love this one on the back. Isn't that gorgeous? They had some beautiful photos taken by a friend of theirs who's a photographer before the wedding, so they had a beautiful range of photos that they could then use for their invitations and their order of service and all those things. So of course we needed tissues too, so they had these little stickers made to put on the tissues, and they had all these tissues for our happy tears. So of course we needed lots of tissues, and in fact I did cry, of course, because my son was getting married, and I am an emotional person. So I did cry, but I actually didn't cry as much as I did because I was so happy that he finally was marrying the love of his life. So yeah, so that was really lovely. And then we got these cute little, so these were the, what did they call them? Bonbonnieres? Bonbonniere? Oh no, I don't know how to say the word. The little table gifts. And we got these little lollies, and in the lollies it says Jake and Hope. Now it depends which way you're looking at the lolly, because sometimes it looks like it's back to front if you're looking at the opposite end. And that one's back to front. Hang on, let's get one that's around the right way. I think that's the right way. Yeah. So yeah, so that was really lovely on the table. And the little flower girl, she sprinkled these little flower petals. They're not real ones, they're bombardaries. Bombardary? Isn't Bombardary a place down south? Or is that autocorrect, Robin? I thought they were bonbonnieres? I don't know. I think it's a French word. Anyway, so there were these little flower petals as well. They're fake flower petals. So I collected some of those because I thought I can add those to my scrapbook when I finally do some scrapbooking, which I've got more to tell you about scrapbooking in a minute. So anyway, so there are a few little keepsakes from the wedding. Mind you, now that I've shown you the packet of lollies, I could open them and eat them because I didn't want to open them before I showed them to you all. So, yeah, they'll probably be gone by the end of the week. They'll be in my belly. Yeah, but I will autocorrect, Robin. Yes, I thought it might have been. All good. Gotta love a bit of autocorrect. Yeah. So, yeah. So, all right. Yeah, so that's everything. Yeah, there was just so much that happened in that day, and it did go very quickly. And people had said to me, you know, take it all in because the day will go very, very quickly. And it really did. There was so much lead up to it and so much organization, and oh my goodness, they did such an amazing job organizing everything for the wedding in such a short period of time, because they only got engaged at the end of January. They had their engagement party in April, so pretty much everything's been organized since April. So they've had, what's that, April, May, June, July, August, 4 months to organize everything for the wedding, because they really didn't start organising anything until, I think they'd booked the church and they'd booked the reception before the engagement party. Yes, they had. But everything else they had planned since then. So they did an amazing job. Lots and lots of spreadsheets and organisation and lots of help. It took a village. Lots and lots of help from family and friends to pull it all together. But yeah, they did a fantastic job. So, hey, Megan, how are you? Great to have you here. All right. Yeah, so anyway, so that's everything about the wedding. I mean, yeah, I could talk about it forever because there were so many things that happened. Oh, there was even a fun photo booth at the engagement party. So we came home with these little strips of photos, but funnily enough, I think I only got one set done, and I didn't get any with my own direct family members. So there was too much happening on the day, too much happening that, yeah, but we did get some other photos with family as well. But then when we came home and looked at all the photos, you know, you miss having photos with this one and that one. And because, yeah, so much was happening. It was hard to keep track of who we'd had photos with and everything. Yeah, but anyway, Megan says, I love the photo of you and John. Did you post a photo of the girls? Oh, thank you, Megan. No, I didn't post a photo of the girls yet. One of my daughters did. My daughter in Queensland, she did. But I will post photos of the girls. I don't think I did. Did I? No, I think I only posted photos of John and I. I did post one of the girls today for Amber's birthday this morning. But that was in my personal profile, not in my business profile. But yes, I will put all of the photos up hopefully this week once I get the go-ahead from the bride and groom. So, yeah. But I can't wait to share them all with you. Oh my goodness, they looked amazing. The bride was gorgeous and my son looked so handsome in his suit. So I was very proud. And my great niece and great nephew were the Bible bearers and junior flower girl, I guess you'd call her. And yeah, just, oh, they were so adorable, so cute. I was so proud of them. And they walked down the aisle. We were so worried they wouldn't because they're only very little, 2.5 and 3. And we were so worried that they wouldn't walk down the aisle, but they did a fantastic job and they walked down and we were so proud of them and they looked so cute. So yeah, it was beautiful. Oh, you saw that one of the girls today, Megan? Yeah, that's the only one I've put up so far. I haven't put up any. Now, forgive me if I keep wiping my nose. I've got to grab a tissue. The wind, oh my goodness, the wind at the moment here is crazy. Is it windy where you are? Let me know if it is. Here in Sydney and up north, like north, not north coast, but south coast and central coast, I think. It's very, very windy all around the coast. So I hope my son and his new wife have an okay flight home because it might be a little bit bumpy. Anyway, but yes, the wind has set off my allergies and asthma. So let me grab a tissue. Last night I was blowing my nose so much since the afternoon and I thought, oh no, I hope I'm not getting sick. But it was fine overnight and then this morning, but then just a bit of asthma today. And we've been out in the wind again today. Yeah, with Amber. In case you missed it, I took Amber to brunch this morning for her, well, this afternoon, lunchtime-ish. I guess it was really lunch, but we hadn't had breakfast, so it was brunch for us for her birthday. So Megan said, nope, it's boiling hot here. We're currently sitting at 32 degrees. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's so warm for this time of year. Whereas we've got, I don't know what the actual temperature is, but I looked just before I came live and with the wind chill factor, it feels like 14.9, I think is what it said. So it's, yeah, quite a big difference from where you are, Megan. Yeah. All right, well, let's jump into some Stampin' Up! News. Now, some exciting things are happening this week. Oh my goodness. So on Wednesday, which is the 4th of September, lots of exciting things. The brand new mini catalogue is launching. It's going live. We are going to play with some of the new products from that today. We're going to make a simple Christmas card. Well, I hope it will be simple. We'll see how we go. But this catalogue is going live, which is super, super exciting. Stampin' Up! Demonstrators have been able to purchase from this catalogue since the beginning of August. Which is one of the perks of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. We get our hands on these beautiful new products early. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you're working with here in Australia and you live in Australia, let me know. I would love to get one of these catalogues to you. I do have a registration form so that I can get your details to mail one out to you. So just let me know if you would like that and I will get one out to you. I'd love to do that. But yes, so many beautiful new products. And if you love making Christmas cards, you'll want to get your hands on this catalogue. There are already some Christmas products in the online store, in the online exclusives, but this one's got a whole stack more, as well as some seasonal products and some generic ones as well that you can use all year round. So be sure to check this catalogue out on Wednesday. So you'll be able to purchase, everyone can purchase from that from Wednesday. Now, because we've got a new mini catalogue, of course, I always do a product share. Now, my little flyer has become very curly because it's been hanging around for the last couple of weeks. But I do have product shares available for the new mini catalogue. I really should print this out on cardstock so that it doesn't curl like this. I have got paper shares, I've got ribbon shares and embellishment shares, but you need to register by the 5th of September so that I can place the orders quickly while things are still in stock. Because we don't know what things might go out of stock quickly because it depends on the demand on different products and what is popular. So I want to get these out to everybody as quickly as possible, so I need to get the order in quickly. So if you would like to have a look at my product shares, you can go to my website, which is mandywitherby.stampinup.net. I will put all of my links here in the comments as well, and in the description of the video over on YouTube, so that you can grab all of those that you need to navigate to. So yeah, so check that out. Lots and lots of beautiful things. In fact, let me grab those pathways, which I like to call them nowadays, because we've got to be careful what we say, here, and I will put them into the comments so that you can grab them from there if you wish. All right, so that is going in here in the comments here on my Facebook live, and look in the details on my YouTube video when I upload that. So yeah, so that's really exciting. Now also too, another couple of things that are coming up on Wednesday, or this is coming up on Wednesday. Stampin' Up are releasing their first brand new, their first release of their brand new scrapbooking products, and they are going to be going live on the 4th as well. Now there is a separate brochure that is available for these scrapbooking projects, scrapbooking products, and there are some sample projects there as well, which is great inspiration. You will also find that in the pathways that I just put up there in my link tree. So check that out as well. You can navigate to the brochure. The brochure for this one, for the scrapbooking products, is only going to be a digital brochure. So there won't be a hard copy like we have of the mini catalogue. We have a hard copy of that. The scrapbooking one will only be a digital PDF version. But you can download it, save it, print it if you wish. I actually have a printed copy. We can share it now. I didn't grab out my printed copy actually, but there's lots and lots of beautiful products in there, and so be sure to check it out. Now these scrapbooking products are also great for card makers, so they're not just for scrapbookers. They are designed for scrapbookers, but card makers can use them too. And there's lots and lots of beautiful things coming up. There's two-tone cardstock, so you have the correct color on the front, then you have a softer tone of that on the reverse side. It has white core, so that means like when you tear it and do different techniques, sanding techniques and things like that, you have that white showing through, which I love. So I'm ordering a whole stack of that. I'm ordering actually all of the colors that are coming. Eventually Stampin' Up will be releasing the new two-tone cardstock in all Stampin' Up colors, but currently for this product release it'll just be in a limited range to coordinate with the other scrapbooking products that are being released, and then gradually they're going to build up the supply. They've had to put these together really, really quickly because of everything that happened with Close to My Heart closing down, and Stampin' Up taking on board some of their products, and those Close to My Heart people joining Stampin' Up, and things like that. So they've put together these, what normally takes about 18 months to design, or 2 years to design, they've actually put together in about, I think 6 months, they said. Something like that, something crazy like that. So they will be building on those products that are going to be currently available. So there will be more coming in the future. So if you're a scrapbooker, stay tuned. So yeah, so that is coming now. Because that is coming, I am going to be doing my very first scrapbooking workshop, and we're using one of the scrapbooking workshop kits that comes from that brochure, that new product release. It's the Reindeer Memories. Now we don't have any images of the actual products yet, or of the catalogue. Sorry, I do have the brochure, but I don't have product specific images. So we've just used our own for the moment until those products go live. But anyway, on the 21st of September, if you are local, if you live in Sydney and you would like to come, I do have limited seats because obviously it's a scrapbooking workshop. We need more room to spread out because we're going to be making 3 two-page scrapbooking layouts. It's going to be from 2 till 5 p.m. So we will get as many of those done as we can in that time, and the rest can be taken home. Pretty much everything you need is going to be in that workshop. The only additional things you'll need is like your trimmer, your paper snips, your basic tools that you would use when you're crafting, and your adhesives, Stampin' dimensionals, of course, as well. So registration again can be found in my pathways that I put in the comments there, so check those out. Or I do have it also on my website, so you can go directly to my website at mandywitherby.stampinup.net, and you can register that way as well. So registration for this one closes on the 5th of September, because again, I have to jump on these products as soon as they release, or very quickly after they release, so that I can make sure that I grab the number of kits that we need for the class or the workshop. So yeah, so make sure that you register. I already have a few registered, so there's not many more seats left. So first in, best dressed. So don't wait if you wanted to come and attend that. It's going to be lots and lots of fun. So hopefully that'll be the first of many scrapbooking workshops that I will be holding. Hey Jenny, how are you? Great to have you with us. Yes, the catalogue is very pretty, isn't it? Megan, I agree. Hey Glenda, great to have you with us. Who else? Has anybody else jumped on that I missed? Oh, your catalogue's arrived, Rose. Fantastic. That's the mini catalogue. Perfect. That's great. Thank you for letting me know. Rose said it's very windy down there in Tassie as well. Oh, you left Sydney on Sunday. I didn't even realise you'd been in Sydney. Left Sydney on Sunday and it had started to get windy then. Yep. Then came home to more wind. Yep. So windy all down the coast, I think. Yeah. It's so it must be pretty chilly down there then too, because if it's windy down there, I would imagine that would drop the temperature quite some bit, and it's already quite cool down there in Tassie, isn't it? So yeah. All right, so the last thing I want to let you know is from tomorrow, so all those other things, the new products are releasing tomorrow. You have to register for my scrapbooking workshop and my product shares from the mini catalogue by the 5th. But tomorrow the 3rd, so remember the 3rd, 4th and 5th, there's things happening on every day. But there's going to be a World Card Making Day in October. It's going to be held on the 5th of October, but you can register from the 3rd of September. There is a QR code there. I will hold that up. If you have a phone or a mobile device, you might want to snap that QR code, and from the 3rd of September you can register for the World Card Making Day event. It is a free event that Stampin' Up is holding, and it's going to go for 1 hour. There will be, when you register, you will get information about the products that you need for that that event, or you can just craft along, or you can just watch and not craft at all on that day, or you might want to watch to see what the projects are like, and then you can purchase the products later if you like them, or you can just join in and just do your own thing. But World Card Making Day will be on the 5th of October. This year they're doing things a little bit different. You do need to register to be able to attend. There will not be an open registration, they have said, on the website like there was last year. So if you want to join in, be sure to register. If you register and then you can't make it for some reason, that's totally fine. I think there's going to be a recording. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on that, but I think that's what they said. There will be a recording available for a limited time on that event. I will be holding something here at home on that day, but I have not yet decided exactly what that's going to look like. But we will be doing something to celebrate World Card Making Day on that day. So that's all the news. Oh, 9 degrees there, Jenny. Oh my goodness. That's so cold. And I was complaining earlier about 14.9. Oh, that's so cold. Hey, Julie, great to have you here. Oh, Megan says, have you tried or do you know anyone that has tried the Close to My Heart adhesive runner? No, I haven't, Megan, but I believe it's only available while supplies last. It's not a product that Stampin' Up are going to be restocking. But no, I haven't tried it myself, simply for that reason. So I just stick with the Stampin' seal. But yeah, I'm not sure. So sorry, I haven't got an answer for you on that one. But maybe somebody else has. Maybe somebody else has tried it. That's the other thing too. The Close to My Heart products that are currently in the online store, there was a limit on who could order them for a time, and it was only those that had a previous Close to My Heart account. But now Stampin' Up has opened those up to everybody. So there are current scrapbooking products available. Of course, all the Stampin' Up products can be used for scrapbooking, but there are scrapbooking specific products available currently in the online store under CTMH, short for Close to My Heart. There is a category, if you go into the menu, there's a category for Close to My Heart or CTMH. If you click on that, it'll open up all of those products. Now, those products are Close to My Heart specific. They're ones that Stampin' Up had purchased and brought over. They are only available while supplies last because Stampin' Up are now starting to produce their own branded scrapbooking products. But if you are looking for scrapbooking products, there are some there available as well. There was also albums, what do you call the plastic inserts for the albums? Oh my goodness, it's gone out of my head. And the flip flaps, and there were some kits, some workshop kits in there, some scrapbooking papers. There's other stamp sets as well that some of you card makers might like as well. So again, not just for the scrapbookers. Have a look. I encourage everybody to have a look for those products. There's some really beautiful products there. Okay, so with all of that said, now it's time to take a breath, have a drink of water, and I think we are ready to get started. Page protectors, thank you, Julie. I knew. Oh, and memory protectors, Megan said too. Yes, goes by both names, I think. Memory protectors, page protectors, they're the ones that you put your finished scrapbook layouts into. They are available there too. Stampin' Up will be bringing out their own branded ones as well, I believe, in the coming months. But currently, the Close to My Heart ones there are available if you are in need of some. Okay, so I'm going to show you. So I did do an unboxing of the brand new products from the mini catalogue that I purchased. I didn't purchase very many because I had already put an order in about a week before that. But so there is a video from a few weeks ago that I did do an unboxing. So if you want to go back and have a look at that later, that's there. But today I'm going to be sharing with you one of the beautiful stamp sets that we're going to be creating with from the new mini catalogue. So let's cover up the camera. I'll get that ready down onto the desktop for you and we will get started. Here we go. Okay, bear with me while I set this up. Oh, do you know what I didn't do? Hang on a sec. I don't have my candles waiting down my stand and I nearly just lost the lot. Hang on a minute. See, you miss all I did was miss a week of filming and I'm already out of practice. Okay, I've got my weights there now. Need to have those because otherwise the stand is too heavy, or the camera is too heavy for the stand the way I have it, and it'll fall, and we do not want that. Right, just tighten all that up, pop this down a bit. I think I flipped those cameras before I did that. I did. Great. Oh, look, I got that fairly straight. Now, if you are looking, let me just move my keyboard. If you're looking for any of these products, you will find them in my online store from Well, the new mini catalogue goes live on Wednesday, the 4th of September, 2024. So you'll find these new products there. You can get to my online store either via my blog or via my Stampin' Up website. So there they are there on the desk. I haven't set up a September host code yet, believe it or not. And I need to write myself a sticky note right now to do that. It was an afterthought as I just went to go live. I'm just writing myself a sticky note so that I can do that as soon as I finish filming today. And I will post that up. So yeah, I'll leave my sticky note there for myself. So I remember to do that as soon as I finish filming. So I will post that up for you so that if you are shopping with me, you can pop in the host code so that I can send you a gift. All right, so beautiful mini catalogue. I can't show you the inside yet until it goes live on Wednesday, the 4th of September. Then we'll be able to go through it together and I'll be able to show you lots of beautiful things inside the catalogue. But the one we are using today is this beautiful stamp set called Shepherd's Care. This one is a beautiful stamp set. It's a cling red rubber, brand new, unused. I'm going to show you how to put the stickers on there today. So we'll do that. We might not put the stickers on all of them, but we'll put the stickers on some of them. This one is a Million Sales Achiever stamp set. So one of the demonstrators who was a Million Sales Achiever helped in designing this beautiful stamp set. The images on the cover are shown at 90%, so the stamps themselves are a little bit bigger than that. And with that, we're going to combine that with the beautiful Season of Elegance 12 by 12 specialty paper. And I did show this in my unboxing a few weeks ago. But I'll give you another quick look at this beautiful paper. So you get 2 sheets of each of these. So this is the front side, this is the reverse side. They are hand painted and photographed. You've got some beautiful gold and crumb cake. That's the front, that's the back of that one. You've got some gorgeous reds here. Now, what reds is that? I can't remember. We have cherry cobbler. Yes, cherry cobbler. So the green was mossy meadow. Oh, basic beige, actually. Sorry. This is basic beige, and it has got crumb cake in it as well. So basic beige and crumb cake. This one's the cherry cobbler. So that's the front, that's the back. We've got a beautiful pretty peacock. I love pretty peacock, and I was tossing up whether or not to use the pretty peacock or the green today, but I think we're going to go with the green. Then we've got another design of the crumb cake and basic beige with the gold. That's the other side there. Aren't they just stunning papers? We've got another mossy meadow. Mossy meadow and old olive, actually. It's got both in there. That beautiful gold on there. Isn't that gorgeous? And they have like a texture to them as well, like it's been painted on canvas. So there you go. So that's all of the beautiful papers in that lot. So that's the Season of Elegance. So I think we're going to go with the green today. I mean, this card would look beautiful in any of these. You really couldn't go wrong with any of these. It was a hard decision as to which one I would use, but we're going to use the gold first off. We're also going to use a little bit of gold foil. So I love Christmas time because I get to use more of my gold foil. I don't tend to use it a lot throughout the year. I don't know why I don't. I use it from time to time, but not a lot during the year. And I should, because it's beautiful. This is a packet of my offcuts, actually. As you can see, I do have a full packet there as well on the shelf. But this is just all my offcuts, so we're just going to be using offcuts today. We're also going to be using the Radiating Stitches dies from the online exclusives. I thought that would be a really nice die set. Well, actually, Amber came up with that one when I was talking to her about which dies to use, because she said it makes her think of radiating light, and she thought that that would go really well with this stamp set. And I thought that was a great idea. So we're going to go with that one. All right, we're probably going to keep it fairly simple today. I do have some bling from the new catalogue as well. These are the Drucy adhesive back gems. Drucy, in case you don't know, we did talk about this on the live when I first showed these. Drucy is a collection of crystals, and these are textured like a collection of crystals. They actually feel, they're quite bumpy. Wouldn't probably use these personally, I wouldn't probably use these in a scrapbooking layout because I would worry that they would damage the opposite page. But for card making, they are great. So we're going to use some of those today as well. All right. So first of all, what I like to do is I like to, well, actually, you know what? I was going to cut my paper, but we're not going to cut the paper first. We're going to stamp the image first because we want the ink to dry before we start to colour with our Stampin' blends. But we need to put our stamps on our, our stickers on our stamps first. Now, some people choose not to put their stickers on their stamps, and that's okay too, but I find that it helps me to line up my stamps. So I'm going to grab some blocks here for some of these stamps. I think, is that going to be, yep. Okay, so this is the E block. That's going to fit the large, I'm going to do the shepherd. That's going to fit that large image on there. So I'll pop the shepherd out. So all of your, if you haven't bought cling stamp sets before, perhaps you're new to Stampin' Up, perhaps you're a scrapbooker and not really a card maker, and so you haven't bought any of the Stampin' Up stamps before. These are the cling red rubber stamps. They do have the foam built into them as well. When you get them, they have this paper backing on the back to protect them, because when you remove that paper backing, this is a sticky surface that will adhere to your block if you want to use it directly to the block. It will adhere to the block, and obviously all of the stamps are removable. But I like to apply the stickers because not only do they help me line up the stamps, but also too, they are more sticky. So the stamps will then stay on the block much better. So we're going to remove the paper backing from the stamp. I'm going to find the coordinating sticker. Now, before I do this, let me tell you, there are basic instructions here inside the case that show you how to mount your stickers onto your stamps, okay? I find this way, this is how I always used to do it until one of my team members showed me a different way that she had seen somebody else do. So now this is how I do it, and I find this way a lot easier. So first of all, double check that your stamp is going to fit, or your sticker is going to fit on your block. And then I remove the entire sticker, including the paper backing, because the stickers have a paper backing on them as well. Okay, so I remove the entire backing. I then put that onto a clean block and make sure to press that down well so that there's no bubbles, no air bubbles. Okay, then we can remove the paper backing. Okay, I often use my take your pick tool to remove these because sometimes with some of the smaller stamps they are hard to remove. All right, now this side is sticky. This is the side that's going to adhere to your stamp. So you've got your stamp with the red rubber face down. Okay, and then you're going to turn your block over. Now I'm going to need to bring this right down to me. You've got to have good light over you to be able to see how to line that up. And you're going to line up the outline of your sticker with the outline of that foam. Okay, and once you get that lined up, take your time and then just very carefully put that down onto the stamp and push. Oh, you have this stamp set, Julie, so it'll be great to see what I design with it. Well, I hope you like what I design. I will be keeping it fairly simple today because, as I said earlier, I haven't had time to really prepare much today, or haven't had much preparation time today. All right, so now when you take your stamp off your block, I just get my nail under the edge of one corner and then just gently release that from the block. Now you've got this sticker on here, and this is really sticky. So be careful that you don't drop this on your clothes. Be careful not to get any oils or anything on here. Don't ever dab it with a tissue or anything like that, because the sticky will take on whatever you put on it. The one thing I do is I do dab off a bottom corner. Usually you can do whatever part you like. I always do the bottom right hand corner. I just dab it on my clothing, and that is my quick release section. So now whenever I use that stamp, I know that that bottom right hand corner is going to be the easiest to release, and I start it from there and then lift it up, because sometimes they can be really, really sticky and be hard to remove. But that's how you can combat that. So then once you do that, you pop them into your case and you store them in your case like that. Okay. All right. So we're going to use that one. I'm going to use, let's see, I might get the little star. We might do the little star as well. And I'll get a smaller block for that one because it's more manageable. Just grab that one. We'll do that on a D. This is just a D block, and I will put my glasses on now. Okay, so we'll take the stickers off. The stickers are always in half like that to make it easier to remove. Take the paper backing off my stamp. Line that up. And every stamp will have a different shape to it. So it'll be easier. It'll be easy to know which sticker goes with, like how to sort of line it up. I might do the little ancient town as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that one, but just in case I decide to. So we'll do the same thing again. I'll just race through it now without too much explanation, because I've already showed you how to do it, and I just want to get it done quickly. Okay, so just line that up. Sorry if I'm getting my head in view here, but it's very important when you're putting these stickers on to get your head right over the top of it so that you can see to line those stickers up with the stamp. Okay, dab it off on my clothes. And I think I want to use the Peace on Earth stamp today. So I'll grab that one. Isn't that a lovely sentiment? Because we all want peace, don't we? Wouldn't it be beautiful if the whole world was peaceful? Okay. Come on, there we go. Got it. All right, so how does everybody else go with putting their stickers on their stamps? Or are you someone who doesn't like putting your stickers on your stamps? Now with the sentiments, you'll always know which way up to put it. Because of the shape of the stamp, it's going to be the same shape as the sentiment, as the sticker, sorry. Well, yeah, the sentiment sticker. There we go. Oh, you got to go out, Megan? No worries. You'll watch the replay later tonight. Oh, thank you. No worries. Enjoy your time out. All right, there we go. Oh, let's do some of the splatter as well, because we might use some of that. You never know. I'm thinking this would be beautiful being stamped in. Oh, I'm actually just thinking now. I was going to stamp it in early espresso, and now I'm thinking, should I stamp it in gold and emboss it? I mean, should I stamp it in Versamark and emboss it in gold? That would be beautiful, because that can still be coloured. Oh, you do your stickers the same as me, Glenda? Fantastic. And you do them as soon as your order comes. Oh, you're better than me, Glenda. I usually forget about it and I put them on the shelf, and then I go to use them and think, oh no, I've got to put the stickers on quick. like today, for instance, because I didn't have them done ahead of time. I usually do put them on before I use them, but not always necessarily as soon as I get my order. But that's a really good system to have, because then you know that they're always done. This particular stamp, Julie, you could use that as snow, or you could use that as just a splatter. You could use it however you like. You could probably even use it, if you stamped it multiple times, you could use it as sand or soil. Yeah, I think you could use that one for lots of different things, Julie. Amber is asking if it's a distinctive stamp set. It doesn't say on the case that it is distinctive, but to me it does look distinctive because you've got the shadowing in the images here. So it does look to me as if it is a distinctive stamp set. I'm not sure if it says in the catalogue if it is or not, actually. Let me have a look and see. That's a very good question. I'll just look it up in the index. We've got an index at the back, of course. Page 56. It's from page 56. If you already have your mini catalogue. It's actually not labelled as a distinctive stamp set. So I don't know if it's considered as a distinctive stamp set, but it certainly looks like one to me. All right, the other stickers I will add to my stamps later. I won't waste more time doing that now. Okay. Oh, it could be stars in the sky as well, Amber. Yes, that is another great way of using them. So there you go. It can be snow, it can be stars in the sky. It can be sand if you stamped it multiple times. It could be whatever you want it to be, but because we do have the stars here, it would make sense that it would be stars up in the sky. Yes, that does make sense. All right, now let's put our stamps on a block and get that stamped. Now that just makes me think, I'm going to get a small block for this one with the star, and you know what, I might stamp these as well in the sky as stars. We'll see. Hi Leslie, how are you? Lovely to have you with us today. And we'll take the piece on earth and I'll put that on another block as well. There we go. And the village, look, let's put the village on. We'll put the village on a block as well. I'm not sure if I'll use it, but sorry, just reaching over to grab my blocks, but we will put it on there just in case. Okay. Now, what I wanted to do, I am going to use these radiating stitches dies, but I just want to check the size of both the large one and the next one down, because I'm just not sure. Oh, we're definitely going to need the large one, aren't we? Yes, because the next one down is going to be way too small for the shepherd. I just wasn't sure when I looked. Oh, yes, look, he only just would scrape into that one. Okay, we're going to need to use the large one. Alrighty. Okay, so we can create a bit of a scene here. If I stamp him over to the side, we could then stamp some of those stars so that it looks like, it does look like he's looking at the distance. You could either stamp the stars or you could stamp the village up there in the distance. So let's, I think we're going to die cut this piece first and then we'll stamp onto it. All right, today I'm going to be using very vanilla because we are working with gold. I love the vanilla with the gold. So we're going to be using that. Oh, I've lost visual over here on my computer. So let me just refresh that screen. Helps if I have my trimmer up the right way, doesn't it? There we go. Okay. All right. So we'll just cut that in half, and I'm just going to go half again. So that was at 14.85 that I just cut that. I've turned it around long ways, and now I'm cutting it at 10.5, which is a quarter of a sheet. Yep. All right, so I'll take this one. I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. I'll bring that in. So this particular die is a bit too large for the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, so we need to use the large machine today. So we've got the big boss out today. I'll just get rid of that little scrap of cardstock on there from the card. So last night I had to quickly whip up 2 cards because I had forgotten that I needed cards for today, which were for my daughter for her birthday, for Amber, who's here with us online, and for my husband for our I was going to say our engagement, not our engagement, our wedding anniversary. We've been married for 35 years today. So I had to quickly whip up a card. So I was up quite late last night finishing those 2 cards off. And, oh, there we go. I will share those with you probably later in the week. But Amber hasn't got her card yet, so I can't share that one with you just yet. We usually do cards and presents when Dad gets home from work. So we'll do that this evening. And then I'll be able to share it with you. All right, so there we go. We've got our beautiful piece there that we can stamp our images onto. So yeah, so I think if I stamp the shepherd down here, and then let's see, do I want the village up the top so that he's looking towards the village, or do we want stars? Could I do the village and the star? I wonder if I could fit them both in, the village and the star above the village. That might fit, mightn't it? I'll stamp him over that way a little bit. Yeah, let's give that a go. Okay. So this would look really beautiful stamped in gold. And if you stamped it in gold, you wouldn't necessarily then need to color it. You could just leave it stamped in gold. But I did already get my Stampin' Blends out and my early espresso. So we're going to, oh, thank you, Leslie. Thank you. Yes, we are going to, oh, hi, Lena, all the way from Canada. Welcome. Lovely to have you with us. And thank you for your greetings, your anniversary greetings. Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to ink this up with our early espresso. I just thought early espresso would be a nice color to go with the vanilla and the gold rather than using my memento today. All right, so we'll give that a nice firm press, being careful not to rock it, and let that ink absorb into the cardstock. There we go. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. All right, so I'll give that a clean in a moment. Now, this little bit of shadowing at the edges, that is part of the design, okay? So it's shadow in the actual image. So if I stamp the village up here, so it's kind of like he's looking towards the village, and then I could still get the star in there as well. So let's do that. Ink that one up. Put the village there in the distance. Oh, beautiful. Love that. And then we've got the star as well. Put the star up here. There we go. Beautiful. So we've got our images there. Now with the sentiment's going to need to be on an extra piece, and I'll probably put it coming out from there. So I'm not sure what color I will stamp that on just yet. I might just stamp it now. I'm not going to use the stars in the sky because I've done the village instead. But let's get another piece of actually, I might wait to stamp this because I might grab one of my other die sets and use one of the dies there for the sentiments. I might come back to that. Scrap paper. I didn't get scrap paper. Let's grab out some scrap paper and I'll stamp off the excess ink before I clean these. I did just wash my chamois last night. I had it soaking overnight in some dishwashing detergent and water in a container, and then I rinsed it out this morning, and so it's all nice and clean and it smells so much fresher now. It was starting to get a bit musty, so it's nice and clean. Even though it's stained, it is nice and clean. The other side is nice and clean. Look at that. So I like to keep one side inky and one side cleaner for the time being, for as long as I can anyway. And then that way, when I give it its first clean on the dirty side, and then I dab it off on the clean side, I can see if I've got all that ink off or not. There we go. Okay, great. Pop that up there. All right. So let's do a little bit of colouring. Now, you don't need to do too much colouring on this because of the design of the image. So what I've got is I've got some Stampin' blends. These are the Stampin' Up alcohol-based markers. They're dual tip. You've got a brush tip and a fine tip. And I've got these come in most of the Stampin' Up colours. So today I've got Mossy Meadow, Balmy Blue, and which was the grey I picked up? Grey Granite. And I thought that's probably really all the colours that we need. So I just thought I would do a little bit of the Balmy Blue on his, what do you call this actually? Is it a turban? It's not a turban, is it? What do you call it? It's a very good question. I should have looked that up beforehand. Does anybody know? So I'm just going to use a little bit of the light Balmy Blue. All over there. And where the shadows are, I might put a little bit of dark Balmy Blue. Now he's got a little cord around his head too to hold that on. Can't think what it's called. That's gone out of my head. Does anybody know? So I'll put a little bit of dark where those darker colours are, or like the shadowing is. You probably don't even really need to, but I will. What did you ask, Mandy? I missed it. Oh, what the headwear is called on the shepherd. It's just gone out of my head. It's as soon as somebody says it, I'm going to be like, oh, of course. But it's, yeah, my brain is full of other things at the moment. It's not a turban, is it? It's because a turban is where it's wrapped around the top of the head. I just can't think what it's called. There we go. All right, so that's all we really need on there. There is a little bit of a darker bit on the top there, which I might just grab. Let's see, what have we got? Oh, I've got some, oh, got to reach. I might just grab my bronze and I'll just do the bronze with the fine tip around the top there. There we go. Oh, and around the waist as well. There we go. A little bit around the waist. Okay, and now we've got the sheep. Does anybody know? Nobody knows. Nobody else knows either what that's called on their headwear. This is the dark grey granite, so I'm going to go with the light grey granite for the sheep. And really, with the sheep, because there's already colour there, we don't really need to do much. Because there's already, well, it's not colour as such, it's the shading. But we don't really need to do too much with those little sheep. Can maybe just go over some of the shading a little bit with some colour. I'll just go over it a little bit with the grey granite. These little hooves. There we go. They're very cute. Oh, let's just fill that in there a bit. Okay. All right. And now we could add a little bit of soft colour to his robe. Oh, and I wanted to add some green in the grass as well. So I might just take my light mossy meadow. Oh, my light mossy meadow is not looking too clever. Might need to use the bullet tip. I'll need to replace that one. That one's getting a little bit manky. And I'm just colouring in the grass here. In the green. But again, because of the image, the details in the images, you don't really need to add any colour if you don't want to. You could just simply leave it as it is. Totally up to you. There we go. And I might just get a softer colour just to do the, oh, I really did not get enough colours out because I have to reach for them now. Let's have a look on my chart as to what colour I want to use. Let's see. Let's use a light. I just might use a little bit of ivory, or actually the natural tones. The lightest natural tones might be good. Which one did I pick up here? Which is this one? That's 700. It's this one 900 and 1000. Let's just test them on the oh, that would be a good one. That's the 900. This is the 1000. Oh, that one's very pinky, isn't it? Okay, we won't use that one. I'm thinking just a little bit of this one. Because, you know, if he's a shepherd, he's been out in the fields and he might be a bit dusty. So let's just give him just a little bit of colour in those shaded areas. There we go. Good. All right, now he has got a beard as well, so I might just add a little bit of colour. This is the bronze again. Just add a little bit of bronze into his beard there, just to give that a little bit of colour. There we go. Okay, so that's all you really need to do. I mean, you can go to town on the town if you want to. You can add a little bit of you could add a little bit of yellow into this twinkling star. Although I would almost add, I'm just trying to think, it would be silver, wouldn't it? So maybe some smoky slate. Let's grab some smoky slate because that's more sort of silvery. We might go with the light. And you're probably not even going to tell because I have coloured it, I've stamped it in, because I stamped it in Early Espresso. Well, there we go. Okay, so now let's bring in our designer series paper. I'll pop that over to the side. Oh, do you know what I want to do with this? Oh, do I not? I'll think about it. I have another idea as well, but I will think about it. I'll bring in my designer series paper, which we are using the green. So I think I'm going to slice it in half that. Which way do I want to slice it? That way. I'm going to slice it in half first at 6 inches. There we go. So then we've got the 2 pieces. And then we'll decide which piece we're going to use. I think I'll use that one as our background. Now we're probably not going to see a lot of it with the Radiating Stitches dies because they're quite a large die compared to the card base, but we will see some of it. Actually, so maybe this piece would be better with more gold behind it. Actually, that one might be better because we'll see more of the gold there. All right. Now, I was thinking of a Mossy Meadow card base. So let's cut our card base. We're going to, hi Vicky, how are you? Oh, it's called a chaperon, is it, Julie? Thank you. I did not know that. That's actually not what I thought it was what it was called. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for, did you research that, Julie? Or did you already know that? Are you just home from work, Vicky? Oh, good timing. Thank you for joining us and tuning in. Oh, it's cold and windy there too, Vicky. Yes, it is cold and windy here as well. And Jenny was just saying that it's very cold down in Tassie today too. It's only 9 degrees down there today. So cold and windy everywhere. Oh, except in Queensland. Megan said it was very hot up there today. So, all right. Well, I was planning to do a little gold border, but I don't think we're going to fit it because look, this, unless we take our DSP all the way to the edges and we don't see any of the card base at all. So we could do that, or we could just have a very skinny little border. We'd have like a 1.5 mil border, and then that would give the radiating stitches dies are quite wide. So I think they're kind of made for the American cardstock, so they're wider and not as tall, because in Australia and New Zealand, and I think in Europe too, our cardstock is cut from A4 cardstock, so it is narrower but taller. But yeah, I think we're not going to fit. I think we might take that all the way to the edges today. Decisions. I do like to have a little bit of a border, however. That's not going to give us much room to play with, is it? Oh, I've got an idea. Okay, I've got another idea. All right, well, let's do that. Let's see. Where's my ruler? I think I've only got a... Oh, better put my glasses on. I won't be able to read this. Oh, you Googled it, Julie. Oh, thank you for that. That's awesome. All right, so it is a 2mm border. So let me cut this. Let me cut this piece here. And we'll cut this at 10.1 centimeters wide. 10.1. Now this is for an A4 based card base. Well, it's not A4 actually, it's A5. So 10.1 by 14.45. 14.45. Okay. Now all the measurements will be on my blog later this week. So if you miss any of the measurements, don't worry. They will be available to you. Okay, let's have a look at that. All right, that's a bit bigger of a border around that than I had planned. I probably should have only done about 1.5 millimeters, but that's okay. Let's see if this is going to fit on here. Oh, only just. What if we moved it up to the top and had more of that showing at the bottom? Would that look better? I'm wondering if we need to ink this around the edges. What do you think? I think we need to soften that, or maybe do some, I might use my blending brushes and actually blend some ink around the edges. What if you trim the sides on the die cut? I could. It's kind of got sort of slightly rounded edges though. I wonder how it would look if I trimmed it. And also too, because these die cut lines on the side, they don't actually go right to the edge. So if I do that, it's going to take that right to the edge, which will make that less stable, I think. I worry that it might just catch. That's okay. What I can do, that's a good idea though. Thank you for that idea. I'm thinking instead, what if we had an extra piece of gold down the center? Oh, it's not really any point, is there? Because there's gold in the paper. Okay, so what about if we used, wait, I have an idea. Blending brush, as I said, yes, that's a good idea. Or alternatively, I wonder if I should put a bit of gold around the edges of this. Should I put gold around the edges of this piece, do you think? Okay, let's go to a vote. Do you think this stamped piece, should I put gold around the edges, or should I ink around the edges? Blend some ink around the edges with a blending brush. What do you think? We still need our sentiment as well. I'm thinking our sentiment's going to need to go there, and it's going to need to go on a sentiment label, and I think I know which one I can use. If it's the right size. Blend. Oh, hey, Toby. Toby's here. Hey, how are you? Great to have you here. You were very quiet there in the wings. Blending brushes. Yeah, you thought gold as well, Julie. Just thinking, I wonder if the sentiment will fit with this one here. Might fit with that one. Oh, I could put that down the bottom even. Yeah, we might do that. Okay, so Toby said blending brushes. Julie said gold. Instead, she's changed her mind to the gold. Yep. Yep. Oh, you're good. Oh, you're enjoying your only day off. Aw. Working for a few months. This end of the year is pretty crazy for your industry. Oh, well, thank you for jumping on to say hi. It's lovely to have you with us. Blending brushes, Rose says. Okay, so we've got 2 votes for blending brushes and 1 vote for gold. So we do have a lot of gold already going on, haven't we? So, all right, let me see. I'm going to grab a scrap of Very Vanilla to do our sentiment label. So let me grab that. No need to chop into a brand new piece of very vanilla if we don't need to. We'll stamp this sentiment and then we can die cut that while we're deciding on, oh, blending brushes. Okay, we've got more votes for blending brushes. There we go. There's our beautiful sentiment, Peace on Earth. Gold will make it pop more, Lena says. So we've got, I think we've got split votes here. Okay, so I'll just clean this. Gold would make it pop more, Lena thinks. Okay, well, yeah, I think maybe it might too. Now let's see if that's, oh, look at that. That label is perfect. So that label that I just pulled out is from the Something Fancy dies. That's these ones here. These are an old set that have been around for a little while actually, and it was the one that was sitting in here. So, but that one is going to be perfect. Just the perfect size. All right, so let me just snip this. All right, so we've got a couple for gold and we've got a couple for gold embossed around the edges, you think? Yep, okay. All right, we'll do that. Meanwhile, I'm going to die cut this, and that gives me the opportunity of showing everybody how you can do gold embossing around the edges. So there's a couple of different ways you can do it. I actually haven't done it for a long time, but it's something that I used to do all the time. It's kind of like one of those things, you know, you get the trends, the crafting trends, and I knew what you meant, Julie. Yes, typos. We all do them, don't we? Yeah, and so, yeah, it's something that I haven't really done for a while. So let me just run this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine real quick. All right, there we go. There's our sentiment label, and we can put a bit of gold around that as well. Okay, I'll put my die up there. I'll put that away later. All right, well, okay, so we had a couple for blending brushes and we had a couple for the gold. So I'm thinking we might do the gold because we're going to lose a lot of the gold that I wanted to highlight in the background. We're going to lose a lot of that when I put that down. So let's add some more gold back in. All right, so to do that, we're going to need our Versamark ink. And we're going to use a sponge dauber this time. So there's different ways you can do this. Let me see, do I have, yep, I've got one there for my Versamark. So you can either dip your, well, you can either dip your edges depending on how much gold you want around the edges. So the Versamark ink is a very sticky ink, so it'll stay wet for quite some time, which means you've got more time to get your powder onto your stamped image or wherever you're adding your embossing powder. So you can do a few different ways. So you can put your edges just into your ink pad like that. Okay, you can take the edge of your ink pad and you can scrape it along the edge, or you can use a sponge dauber, which I'm going to do, and do that around the edge. There used to be embossing pens years and years ago, which I used to have, and that's what I used to do often around the edges, and then you could apply your embossing powders, but I haven't seen them around for years, and Stampin' Up! Don't have them, so we're going to use this technique. So let me grab my embossing tool. Oh, you had a phone call. No worries, Vicky. Oh, that's a good idea, Vicky. Vicky said cut a frame around the pretty DSP so you don't waste what you can't see in the center. That's a really great tip, Vicky. You know what? Amber always tells me that too after the fact, because she always says to me, oh, I hope you cut the middle out of that, Mum, so you didn't waste it. And I'm like, oh, I forgot again. So it often depends on how much of a rush I'm in. That's a really good tip. I'll do that in a moment. All right, let me grab my heat tool. Okay, so pop these out of the way. I've got my, we'll leave that out too because we'll do that one as well. I've got my Embossing Additions Toolkit with, what else comes in that? My brush. So it comes with the tray, the embossing buddy, the brush, and the tweezers. That's the Embossing Additions Toolkit. I've got my heat tool. And I've got my gold embossing powder, which comes in the metallics. Now, this is the old one. It's because I'm using up what I've still got. Actually, I might need my other container too, because we're going to need a fair bit for this, I think. The new embossing powder that comes now is the Wow embossing powder. I don't have that one yet because I'm still using up what I currently had. But I believe that the new Wow embossing powder is really good as well. Okay, now because I'm not going to use my embossing buddy this time because I'm not stamping a sentiment, and I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about getting extra little flecks of embossing powder everywhere. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Versamark. Let's just move that over there. And take my sponge dauber. Ink that up, and I'm just going to ink around the edges. Now you might want some good light when you do this so that you can see where you're applying that ink. If you are concerned about that, you can do one edge at a time. Okay, well actually let's do 2 edges at a time. Because it will be hard to hold it on the corners too when we get that. If we did all 4 corners, there's kind of like nowhere to hold it because we'd have ink going everywhere. All right. Oh, which ones did I do? No, I did this side, didn't I? Yep. There we go. Okay. So then we've got the gold around there. Now, if you get any little bits that maybe you're not happy with or it's a bit too much, you can just brush those off with your brush. Give them a tap. Now, I might heat this before I do any more. Oops, I had a stray little bristle on my brush there and it just scratched the bottom part of that as I was trying to brush the upper parts. So let's just add a little bit more powder back on there. There we go. All right. So I'm going to, normally I would return that back to the container, and I always tell everybody to return that back to the container first, but I don't want to put this down. So I'm just going to move this way out of the way so I'm not going to accidentally heat it. I'll take my tweezers and we'll turn the heat tool on. We're just going to warm that up for a couple of seconds first. Amber agrees with you, Vicky, about cutting out the center of the DSP so that we don't waste that beautiful paper. All right. Oh, actually, before I do that, let me just put down my silicone craft sheet, and I'm going to heat over that so that I don't melt my tabletop, because my cover on my tabletop, every time I do this, it starts to warp. All right, so you're just going to heat this until you see that gold embossing powder start to melt and become shiny. You see that there? And you're just going to move the heat tool slowly down. Now I've done it so that we've got a messy edge If you wanted a clean edge, you'd probably want to dip your cardstock into your ink. But I wanted sort of a messy edge, like a more sort of rustic look, because that's what we've got in the paper as well. Okay, so that's 2 sides done. All right, just give that a little fan just to cool it down. I'll just pop that over to the side while I deal with this, and we will return the embossing powder back to the pot. Okay. Here we go. Put that back in there. This pot's nearly empty. I'll have to open up the new one soon. And then once the new one's all gone, then I'll buy the new one. The new brand one. Okay. So then we'll just repeat that for the other 2 sides. So we'll take our Versamark ink, run our dauber along the edge there, Now I'll take my tweezers, now that this is dry, and I'll hold it from that opposite corner. And we'll sprinkle our powder. And we'll do some along the edges here. Scraping the bottom of the barrel. There we go. I'll just take a little bit away from here. Don't want it too thick there. Oops. Just use the end of my paintbrush there rather than the bristles, because I don't want to get too much in the bristles. Just add some of that back in. Give it a little tap, tap, tap. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right. Again, I'll move that out of the way and we'll heat. You don't need to reheat the heat tool this time because it's already hot from the first 2 sides that we did. So as that starts to melt, just move your heat tool so that it stays shiny. If you overheat your embossing powder, it will become dull and it will lose its shine and it'll start to absorb into the cardstock. So be careful not to overheat your powder. Okay, there we go. And especially where you come back to where you did the first lot. There we go. That did turn out really well. I love how that's looking. Fantastic. Okay, now let's put away our embossing powder before we go any further. Actually, let me bring that back in. Tap that down. I love having this brush, being able to clean up your tray. It makes it so much easier. I actually have a different brush too. This one I love to use to clean up my tray, but I have a fine tip brush too that if I'm clearing away the embossing powder on my stamped images, if I'm tidying it up and I've got too much powder and I want to just clean it up in very small section, I've got a fine tip paintbrush as well that I've had for years that I use sometimes too. But this one that comes with the kit is great for cleaning your tray. Okay, so let's pack that all up. Oh, we didn't do the sentiment, did we? All right, so for the sentiment, I don't want as much around that. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to dip it into the ink like this on each edge. So I'm going to do those 3 edges first so that I've got somewhere to hold with my tweezers along this edge. Always cover up your ink pad before you start sprinkling your embossing powder. Just a little tip, ask me how I know. There we go. Okay. Yep, that'll just give us a nice little edge. Could almost add a bit more along the bottom, but we'll see how we go with that first. I'll heat that. I love heat embossing. It's such a beautiful technique. It's sometimes can take a little bit of time to master it. It's something I've been doing for many years, so I do it pretty quickly. I have to admit though, on the weekend I was doing something and I did over emboss something and it did go a bit flat and dull. Now I don't have much gold along this bottom edge, so I think I'm going to add a bit more. So now that that has dried, that embossing powder has been melted and it's dried, I'm just going to dab the cardstock back in the ink. I'm going to add a little bit more powder. And if you want to get a thicker coat of embossing powder, that's another way that you can do it, is you can just do 1 coat and then heat emboss it to melt it and then repeat the process, and that'll give you a thicker coating of embossing. Yeah, that's better. Good, that's better. And then we'll do the top edge as well. We'll just let that dry for a second. Anybody else love heat embossing, or is heat embossing something that you find difficult? Let me know in the comments what you think about heat embossing. And we need to make sure that that's dry before I clip the tweezers onto it so that I don't damage what I've already done. There we go. Okay, oh actually I'm going to dab that into the ink first. And to get a thicker edge, I'm just going to put the cardstock at a bit of an angle rather than just go straight down, because if I just went straight down, the ink is only going to get on that very edge. But if I angle it a little bit, it'll get more on the front surface. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, and then put that in my tweezers. Oh, let's go this corner. And I've just completely lost visual on my computer, so I'll just see if I can bring that back up. Facebook has really been playing up on my computer lately. Has anybody else been having trouble with Facebook on their computer? I don't know what's been happening, if it's just my computer has been slow or there's something with the platform itself. I'm not sure what's been happening, but I have been having a bit of trouble. All right, I'm going to take my fine tip brush this time. This is a brush that I've had for many years. It's just a fine tip paintbrush that we got from an art store many, many years ago. And just brush that excess away, because there was a little bit of excess powder there on the actual sentiment itself. And then we'll just melt that, and that's going to be great. Beautiful. That gives a lovely border. Nice. There we go. You like it, but you don't do it enough, Julie? Yeah, you should. Yep. Lena says heat embossing in white on black cardstock really makes it stand out. Yes, I agree, Lena. It's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. Do you know, when I first started card making, now how old's my son? My son is 27, so I started 24 years ago. He was 3 when I started card making. And shortly after that, I started scrapbooking too. So I've been doing both for all those years. Yeah, back then we used to emboss everything. Every stamped image was like black embossed, and then we colored it. We embossed all of our sentiments. We did a lot of gold embossing of things. Yeah, yeah, and I guess over the years, since changing products and changing different types of inks and different trends, yeah, lots of different reasons, I guess. I probably don't emboss as much as I used to, but I still love it. And it's always a wow when you do. And I love every time I come back to it. And I love Christmas time is probably the time where I emboss more than I do the rest of the year. So it's a good excuse to do more embossing when you're creating Christmas cards. There you go. So that does give that a bit of a pop, doesn't it, now, off that background paper, because we do lose a lot of that gold. All right, now I need to take some out of the middle, as you all said I should. So let me grab my dies again, and I'll get that smaller one. And I might just take that smaller one out of the center. Oh, I might actually see if I've got a straighter edge die. Hang on one sec. I mean, I could just use my trimmer to cut it, but I would have to do measuring and stuff, so I just thought using a die would be quicker. I do have the reason I was thinking about not using this one is because it's got those stitches, whereas if I use a deckled, for instance, then that would, yeah, I could take the deckled, I could take that deckled one out of the middle. Then that would, she might just go one smaller. Oh, I don't know, we'll do that one. Yeah, if I use the deckled, then I don't have those extra stitched lines. Let me grab a bit of washi. Oh, reaching again. Everything's sort of behind my camera. How are we going for time? Oh my goodness, it's 5:45 already. How did it get to 5:45 already? Okay, we need to go quicker. Need to go quicker. All right, so if I pop that there to die cut that, is that going to cover? Yeah, easily. All right, let me just die cut that. Okay, there we go. So I've got that piece I can save for another day, for another project. Let's very carefully take this washi off. There we go. All right. Oh, 12:47 a.m. there, Lena. You must be a bit of a night owl like me. I'm always up at that time too. Well, usually anyway. Yes, deckled rectangles, Vicky, yes. They're great ones, aren't they? All right, so we'll put these ones back. Alrighty. Okay, so that's a piece we're going to save. This piece is the one that we're going to use. We're going to have that on there. That's going to go on there. We're going to pop that up on dimensionals. Now, I do have some gold twine, and I'm thinking, oh, sorry, this is gold trim. So this is from the gold and silver trim combo pack. The gold and the silver come together. So there's the code if you need the code for that one. Great for Christmas projects, having both the gold and the silver. These are online exclusive products. So I'm thinking I might add this here, coming from there. Or in fact, you know what? Let me grab my linen trim, because I'm thinking this one's nearly empty. My linen thread. You should be in bed. Yes. Yeah. Well, feel free to come back and watch the replay of my finished card if you'd like to. Lena, don't let me keep you up out of bed. It's important to get your sleep. Oh, you're happy now that I've saved the DSP, Vicky. Oh, good. And so is Amber. Awesome. I saw Amber saying me too, and I thought, is she responding to Lena saying, I should be in bed? And I was going to say, Amber, it's a bit early to go to bed. But she was responding to Vicky, saying she's happy that I preserved the cardstock. Yes, you will always need to remind me of that, because usually I'm in a hurry and I don't think about it, and I just do it. Okay, so I'm thinking, do we want more gold? Because we've got a lot of gold going on now. Or do we want some linen thread? Because I kind of thought linen thread with the shepherd, it's more sort of, like natural. Add a bow kind of there. That's not really where I want it. I think I'm going to need to stick the rest of this down. I'm going to need to adhere that DSP first. Let me do that, because that is moving around. It's a moving part now. So we want to eliminate the moving parts. So let's just add our multi-purpose liquid glue. Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. Wow, nearly dropped it. Nearly lost the lot. There we go. Okay. Oh, I had it up that way, didn't I? All right, so let's see if we can get this lined up. You know what? It almost would have been easier to do an entire card front of the DSP now that I'm... But anyway, it doesn't matter. We are doing it this way now. I did contemplate that, but then I changed my mind. There we go. Wouldn't that be nice just as a frame? And then you could put something in there. There you go. There's another idea for you. Go gold, Vicky said. Linen, Lena said. Ooh, we've got two different opinions here now. Now, I wonder, I might mount that up, I reckon. I think I'm going to mount that up off the paper. That would be better. And then I'll mount that up too. Let me grab some more linen thread. Hang on a sec. I've got so many packets of linen thread because it's something that I use all the time, and often it comes in the different kits as well, and there's always leftover because you always get given more than what you need. Plus I always purchase it myself, so I've always got heaps and heaps of linen thread. Now what I'm wondering is, do we maybe want to wrap it around the bottom? How would that look? Could wrap it and then tie it at the bottom and then have that up there, because we still got to put our bling on too. I'm thinking maybe put it on the bottom. What do you all think? What do you all think? Do you think that that would look good around the bottom, and then we can tie a little bow down here at the bottom? Then we can have that up there and some bling, just to break up the gold, because otherwise everything is going to be, it's going to be a lot of gold. Or we could put a little flag of gold coming down from our sentiment, though I was going to mount that up. It's just a lot of gold, isn't it? Shepherd on dimensionals. Yep, I'll be putting the shepherd on dimensionals. Lena likes this down the bottom. Yeah, I think I'm going towards that too. Let's do that, and then if we don't like it, we can take it back off. Okay, let's wrap that around. We'll go 3. Let's go 3. No, I don't have enough. Oh, yes, I do. It's okay. I was like, oh no, I've come to the end of the roll, but it's okay. It's just enough. So if I take that off the end of the roll, we will be all good. Wait, where are my snips? There we go. I have a new pair of sharp snips, which is great. I discovered that I had a brand new pair in my stash of new things not yet opened, which was great. I sent my blunt ones that I've been using. They still work okay, but they were getting a bit blunt. And I sent them with my daughter up to Queensland so that when I go up, because I'm going up in a couple of weeks. Oh, actually, I'm going up next week. Oh, I'm going up next week to Queensland. Just me this time, just going up on my own this time. And I'll be up there for a week with my daughter. So I sent her up with, you might have seen my post the other day, I sent her up with some basic tools, and I sent up my ink spots, and I've ordered some extra things, and they're getting delivered to her house this week. Just some basic things. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to set up a basic kit at her place so that whenever I go to visit, I've got everything there that I need to create, and I don't need to take a whole heap of stuff with me. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that when I go up this time. Don't know how much time I will get for crafting, but yeah, we'll see how I go. Now let me just tie these together because they are splaying out. I'll tie our bow here. Just wondering if I've got too many layers on the bottom now, because now it's all, it's not doing what I want it to do. Hang on a minute. Let me just undo this a little bit. That's the bit I started with, wasn't it? Yep. Just might take off one layer. I feel like I've got too many. Now it's all gotten in a big mess. Hang on, let me start again. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay. 1, 2, 3. And then tie that off there. Okay. Oops. Stay there. There we go. Your tweezers will hold the twine while you tie the bow. Sorry, let me read that again. Your tweezers will hold the twine while you tie the bow. Yes, they will actually. I always forget to do that. Hang on, let me see how I go this time. And if I don't get it this time, I will do that. I have done that in the past, but I have to say, it's not something I think to do all the time. But I love it when you guys remind me of these tips and tricks, because all these little things are things that are very, very helpful, but that I often forget to use. But I think I might have got it okay this time. There we go. Okay. Right, we have the twine on there now. Done. Okay. Oh dear, that took longer than it should have. Still not sitting quite right. Might need to put a glue dot under that to get that to sit how I want it to sit. That piece is coming from the top. That should be coming from underneath. There we go. That's better. All right. I'll trim those up a little bit. Okay, we'll trim those up again in a minute. All right, so let's pop this up on dimensionals. So I've made this card look really, really complicated, but in fact, it's actually a very basic layout. And it's just because I've been fiddling with all the additional bits and pieces. And the embossing. The embossing does take time to do, but it gives you a really good effect, and it's very, very much worth the effort. Might put a couple up the sides here, I think, just for added stability. and we'll put some through the middle. Oh, I better put some here as well in the center. We want to make sure that this piece, because it's a fairly large piece, we want to make sure that it is very well supported when we put it down. Hey Brenton, how you going? Great to have you with us. We're making a Christmas card today. You like the twine across the bottom, Vicky? Oh, good. Good, good, good. I'm glad I decided to go with that. Yeah, and I think the twine just, it's more sort of natural, kind of goes with the shepherd, and we have got a lot of other gold going on there, so I think we had enough gold. Now, the thing is, do I want to put that up a bit higher so that we see that bit of gold at the bottom, or do we want it in the center? I think I'm going to put it up higher so that we've got an even border sort of around the top and the two side edges. And we'll have that little bit of extra gold showing at the bottom. There we go. Good. All right, now what I'm going to do is I am going to trim this up just a little bit. And then I'm going to separate the ends of my linen thread, because I always like to do that with baker's twine and linen thread, and just roughen them up a little bit just to make them a little bit more rustic and natural rather than having a blunt end. So I'll just use my nails and my fingers to just do that, separate those fibers a little bit. There we go. All right, now we'll put some dimensionals. I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals for the sentiment. Now, if you don't have mini dimensionals, you can just cut your standard size dimensionals in half, or to whatever size you need it to be. There we go. We only needed 3 and we've got enough there, so that's great. Okay, and we'll remove the backings. Oh, thank you, Vicky. Thanks, Julie. Oh, you just finished work, Brenton. Oh, cool. Good timing. Oh, you want to arrange a powwow with me at some point? Yes, for sure, for sure. Let me, if you actually send me a private message, Brenton, just so I remember, and I will check my diary and we can set something up. Yeah, I've got a few meetings and things coming up this week. So, and then I go to Queensland next week. So yeah, definitely send me a message so that I can check my diary, because I might forget by the time I get off this live. So just shoot me a message and we'll set something up. All right, so I'm going to use the Drucy dies, the Drucy embellishments, adhesive backed embellishments, and we're going to add some of those. Now, we've got the gold, but of course we've got the stars up there, but I think we need to add the gold. Let's see. Where do we want to add these? Oh, fantastic. No worries, Brenton. Thank you, Leslie. Do you know what? Maybe we should put one up in the star. Yes. There we go. Beautiful. Done. So there we go. So we've got that gorgeous DSP, though we covered up most of it. We've brought in some more gold with the gold embossing around the edges there, and the gold embossing around our sentiment label. We've got a little bit of colouring there in the image, but you don't need too much because of the style of the stamped image. And there you have a beautiful Christmas card. So I might just go ahead afterwards and just add a little glue dot to the back of this twine, or the linen thread, I should say, just so that it doesn't come undone. Yeah, and come off. So there you go. So I hope you really enjoyed that. Took a bit of time just getting that embossing done, but I think it was worth it. Yeah, I think it turned out really beautiful. So there you go. Hopefully the gold is shining there in the light. Can you see the gold there in the light? Yes, I think you can. Fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, well, I'm going to tip the camera back up to, I just noticed my camera is at a really weird angle because it has slipped. So you've probably been looking, you've probably been watching at a really totally weird angle, because that's how it should be. But yes, I hadn't noticed it had dropped, so I apologize for that. All right, I'm going to cover up the camera and flip back to face so I can say goodbye to you properly. Here we go. Bear with me. All right, just get this readjusted. Bear with me one sec. Here we go, nearly there. Let's tighten these up. Okay, whoa, wonky. There we go. Whoops, that's better. All right, all good. So I hope you really enjoyed that. There's the card up a bit closer. You can see the gold in there now with the lights on me. So yeah, really, I love that the design of that stamp set. That's just beautiful. So let me just show you again the name of the stamp set. It is Shepherd's Care, and it's from the new mini catalogue. That's a September to December 2024 mini catalogue. So that will be available from Wednesday, the 4th of September, along with all of the products in the mini catalogue. So be sure to check that out in the online store on Wednesday. And if you would like one of these catalogues, if you don't already have one, then please get in contact with me and let me know. I'd love to get one out to you. Also too, don't forget of all the other things that are coming out. We've got the new scrapbooking products coming out on Wednesday. There is a digital brochure that is currently available to view. If you would like a copy of that, if you don't already have it or you haven't seen it, let me know. I'd love to get send you a copy of the digital brochure as well for the new scrapbooking products. They're releasing on Wednesday as well, the 4th of September. I've got my mini catalogue product shares. Excuse my curly poster. Need to register by the 5th of September for my product shares. There's DSP, embellishments, ribbon. You can choose which ones you want, or you can get it all. And then I've got my Reindeer Memories scrapbooking workshop coming up as well. So remember to register for that if you would like to attend that as well. Registrations for that close on the 5th of September. Or if seats fill beforehand, I've already got a few registered, so there's only a couple of seats left. So be sure to register quickly if you would like to come and join us for that. That'll be very fun. That's my first scrapbooking workshop. So, I mean, I used to teach scrapbooking many, many years ago, way before Stampin' Up, way before I was with Stampin' Up. But this is my first scrapbooking workshop with Stampin' Up and using some of those beautiful new products that are coming out. So I'm very, very excited. So if there's anything I can help you with, or if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Remember that you can find my online store via my blog or my website. Let me know if you need any help with anything, and or if you have any questions. So I look forward to seeing you all next week. I will be live again next week. It'll be before I go away. So all will be well. And I look forward to crafting with you again then next week. So have a great week. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Brenton. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Lena and Rose and Glenda. Who else did we have on here? Vicky, Julie, and I think Glenda I already said hello to. Megan was here, and also Robin as well. I think Megan jumped off, but Robin as well. Thank you all to you for joining me today, and I hope you have a fantastic week and fit some crafting in there somewhere. All right, happy crafting, everyone. Take care. Bye.